What's up, everybody? It is Monday, February 18th. I'm back at Crowder's Mountain State Park. Brought you guys out here before. It's actually pretty nice out. It's about 55 or 60 degrees. Got a good old bag of snacks here to work through. Typically I do a lot of liquid nutrition, but as I've been getting into these longer running sessions, I've really been wanting more real food. So I've got a couple of things in here today. One, these honey stinger waffles, which I've used in the past. I'm a pretty big fan of. The only thing that I don't like about these is they have a lot of calories from fat. So if you need energy quickly, not really your go-to because they take longer for the body to actually break down. Secondly, of course, rocking the good old Cliff Blocks, which work pretty well for me and a lot of people. And then lastly, a nice selection of goo gels as well. So all that being said, in a good mood, enjoying the sun, and just want to get out there and enjoy it. All right, number two more. I got one loop done. I forgot that this park closes at 6, which is before sunset, which, my bad. Not gonna have time to do a full other loop. So what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna prioritize elevation gain over distance. So we're gonna go up to the top, down the other side, back up to the top, and back down here. I've got a review coming up in a couple weeks of some Scratch Labs energy chews. These Cliff Blocks, they taste good, they work well. The only problem is they take a long time to chew. Moments like this where power hiking, breathing really hard, can't breathe through my nose. So I'm hoping that the Scratch chews are a little better. If you know of any sort of like blocks or anything, let me know. All right, starting to feel it a little bit, but this is summit number 3. All right, so 4 times up. I think that's good for at least 3,200, 3,500 feet of gain. So pretty content with that. It's gonna come in at about 13 miles. So that's a pretty hilly half. So I should say, I don't really consider myself very deep. I just run a lot. That's not that impressive. That said, I try to at least leave you guys with a thought that I'm thinking about this week. So this week's thought is all about basically like chasing discomfort. I talked a couple weeks ago about type 2 fun isn't really fun when you're doing it, but it's fun when you're done or you're happy to have it done. A lot of this endurance stuff I think is kind of like that, sort of that chasing discomfort. I think regardless of why you're here, if you're watching this, you know, on some level I think you have to relate to that desire to get out and work hard and get results. So with that said, here's kind of this week's challenge. Wherever you're at, whatever your fitness level, whether you do something this week that puts you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Obviously do anything crazy. Don't, you know, break your training plan or do anything silly like that. But push yourself a little bit and get to the point where you don't know if you can do it and see if you can try. Someone once said to me, like, you know, when you're at that point running where you just want to stop and you feel like you don't have another inch in you, if somebody offered you $1 million, could you keep going? And I was like, well, yeah, I probably could for $1 million. I think we almost all quit long before we have to quit. Like, don't get me wrong, it hurts. It hurts a lot. I remember the tail end of my Blue Ridge Marathon when I had 3 miles to go and I didn't know if I was going to make my time goal. That hurt, but I chose to keep going and try to get it, and I did. That's your challenge this week, wherever you're at. And if it ends up that you can't get it done, I bet you get further than you've been before. And if you end up getting it done, hell yeah. So with that, I'm gonna get down this mountain before the park closes. And then I wanna show you one more thing that I think you're gonna like. Camping hack that I brought with me on the run. And we're gonna call this one a night. You know that feeling when your nutrition hits in and you feel like you can run forever? Damn, I love that feeling. So for today's music, one, throwing it back super old school, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. I stand by, one of the best albums of all time. And then newer, not super well known, crazy talented Alan Raymond album is Hotel Allen. If you're into sort of like modern jazz blues, Alan Raymond. Oh, check it out. All right, I will freely admit that this is one of the bougiest things I do, but especially in the fall and early spring when it's a little cooler out, I like to use this camp stove I have. These little fuel cans are like $5, and this little stove guy right here is probably $8 or $9 from mono price. Couple that with a titanium pot, sits just like this, and I can basically boil water anywhere. I use it for backpacking. And I'll tell you what, I'm not normally a fan of instant coffee in my day-to-day life, but after a long run, when it's a little cooler out, it's pretty much the best thing on earth. So it's not so much a hack as much as it is just combining a couple different hobbies, and I'll tell you what, I love it. So I'm not going to pretend it's the best coffee on earth, because it's not. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty damn good at the end of a long workout. Like I said, challenge yourself, try something new, just get out there and enjoy it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If one person signs up for a race or does something that they otherwise wouldn't have because the time I put into this, that's worth it to me. Hope you guys have a great week. I will see you on the next one. Bye.